Good evening. I should say good morning. I get all confused.
It's good evening somewhere in the world, Chris.
Well, actually, you know what? This is exactly what it is. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. We want to thank you for joining us here this morning. We have some really exciting news, and Tammy and I want to share with you some details in reference to a campaign. And Joel is going to be talking about some of the incentives that, from the corporate aspect, are going to be provided to make the opportunity of the August Rush, we like to call it, campaign very attractive. But before we begin, I'd like to recognize, again, all of you that are joining in. Lou, always very first in the morning. Really appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Let's see. We have Frilera. Welcome. Great to have you here. We have Gada Goda. I apologize if I didn't pronounce your name correctly. Great to have you here from Hungary. This is wonderful. Anionam from Ghana. Wonderful. Guylaine from Quebec. Bienvenue. Prosperity Team number 1 from Hungary. Welcome. Great to have you here. We have Affiliate Team Builder. Welcome. Great to have you here. Awesome to have you. We have Urban Soderberg. Welcome from Thailand. Beautiful. My daughter was just there. She absolutely loved your country. Let's see here. Robert, welcome. Great. Good morning. Good evening, depending where you're located, right? Christian, welcome. Kevin and Telma and Patricia and Tia and John and let's see here. We have Chief Sophie from Florida. Are you a chef, Sophie? Augustine, welcome. Let's see here who we have. We have Gloria, Fortune, Don, Sherry, Raymond, free to join Biz Idea. Great to have you here. Michael Jordan, great name. Welcome from Trinidad. Hey, my mom's from Trinidad. This is awesome. From actually Port of Spain. Let's see. We have Paul, we have Gary, we have Vass, and we have William. We have Lucy from Quebec. Bienvenue, Lucy. We have Gary. We have Donald. We have Kelly. We have Mark, Michael. We have Roland. We have Isembia. Welcome from Ghana. We have Francis from Ghana. We have Alex. We have Kim from Florida. We have Felix. Oh my God. We have Larry, Samuel, Yvonne, Veronique, Team, Tim. Michael, and let's see, Hernan, Samuel, Robert, Richard, welcome all. Actually, a real pleasure to have you here. So without any delay, actually, Tommy, did you want to add a few words before we introduce our CEO?
I'm just really excited about today's session because it's all about going into momentum, and we're ready. The backup is ready to go to another level. We're super excited that all of you showed up today, and appreciate every single one of you for what you bring to the table. And this session today is going to take you to a whole new level. So let's get started.
Wonderful. Well, folks, you all know Joel, our CEO of God Backup. And again, I want to remind you that every Wednesdays, he shared a wonderful story from his point of view on how the idea was launched and the whole package, how it works and everything else. But today we're just going to pass the words, and Joel's just going to stay with us for a few minutes to talk about the benefits of of taking part of this venture, of taking part of this campaign we're going to be doing. And then Tammy and I are going to give you the ABCs on exactly what you need to do to prepare for it. So Joel, please go ahead and share.
Well, thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Chris. It's always a pleasure to be here. Good morning, everybody. It's super awesome to have you here. I'm going to talk about the incentives of the contest we put together. But before I talk about that, I just want to talk to you a little bit about mindset, okay? When I first got started, and the reason we're putting this contest together is it's going to be very easy to do well in the contest for the new people who might be just a little bit stuck in their mindset. So let me just share one little story. When I first got online, guys, back in 1997, I really couldn't fathom making a full-time income online. Like, it was just something that wasn't quite doable or reachable or attainable because my mind was very contracted. But write this down, guys. A mind once expanded cannot contract, okay? So that's my hope in bringing this contest forward, is it gives you a little bit more incentive, a little bit more excitement to go ahead and become a copper for those of you who are not copper. And a copper just means one on your left, one on your right. And heck, let's even go bronze with one person. So when I first got started online, the only thing I could fathom was, because I was in a very small townhouse, my mortgage was only $450 a month. And I remember saying to myself, okay, what, $5,000 a month? Like, come on, how could I ever do that, right? So that was my original goal, was because I couldn't fathom going beyond that, just cover my mortgage. Then I'm being a little bit of a man and a little bit of a provider. And from that forward. But so once the thing is, what's very interesting, once I hit 450 a month, then it's like, okay, if I can hit 450, why not 1,000? And then once I hit $1,000 a month, why not? Hey, why not 5,000? And then now today, guys, as our company's grown over the years, if we don't do $10,000 a day or more, I'm like, something's wrong, right? So the hope of the contest is to bring you just a little bit out of your comfort zone, because let me tell you this, guys, there's no guilt in got backup. Everybody needs backup, and everybody can afford $9.97 per month, right? So we put a contest together so that everybody can win. Okay, so what is the big benefit of all of this? You're going to rank up anyway. And every time you rank up, you make a little bit more money, right? So to qualify for the contest, which starts on August 1st, in that month, you have to make 2 sales, okay? Even if you're already copper, you're going to want to make 2 more sales. But again, the focus of this contest is to help the new people who haven't made sales yet attain copper, and then help their team attain copper as well. Okay. So if you make at least 2 sales in August, you automatically qualify for the first contest, which is the draw contest. We're going to put out $1,000. Okay. And every sale you make after that puts 1 more ticket into the hat for you to qualify for the contest. So in other words, if you make 25 sales, okay, you're going to have your name in the pot 25 times. If you make 10 sales, you guys get the point of that. So that way it's a little bit of incentive for anybody to win and so forth. Now, here's the other thing that's really, really cool. Okay. If you make 5 sales or more, then we're going to have our first live event in Texas that will also be virtual. Okay. So let me clarify that as well. If you live in Ghana, because we have people all over the world, if you live somewhere in part of the world and you can't afford to get here, well, we're going to live stream that event that we have here in our office. If you make 5 sales or more, then you're going to be invited to come here or join us virtually from anywhere in the world. We'll probably do it in a private Zoom room, and that's going to be quite a few hours of some of the most intense but very informative training across with all of our board of directors. And let me take a step back for a second, not talk so much about the contest as much about the talent that we have in our board of directors, guys, is absolutely unbelievable. The amount, I thought I was good at network marketing until I met Chris and Tammy and Randy and Sylvie and everybody else. The amount of talent in our board of directors, I have learned so much this year. So to our board of directors, thank you for all your mentorship. And we're going to take that mentorship, guys, and do a very extensive training for everybody and so forth on that. Let's move on talking about the contest. If you make 10 sales or more, you're going to get custom swag, got backup, your name on it, your rank on it, and we're going to get that shipped out to you. So it'll probably be some hats and t-shirts. We don't know, but some very, very customized, not mass swag. Like I said, it's going to have your name, your rank, the got backup logo on it, so on and so forth. And then the final contest that we're doing, so we're going to run them both in tandem, is a top 10 contest. And first place will be $500, second place will be $300, $200 to third, $100 to fourth, and $50 all the way to 10th place. But again, guys, whether you win something in the contest, remember the big prize is ranking up and helping your team build further and build great momentum into September. Because let me say this one last thing, and then I'm going to turn it over to Tammy and Chris, is just wow. Blown away, truly blown away by the momentum of what the new comp plan has accomplished so far. It's mind-blowing. Our sales have doubled and tripled in some cases every single day. You guys are doing an amazing job. And it's funny, just before starting the webinar, Tammy said, you want to do these types of contests and campaigns, 10 and 30 in the slow months because nobody else is doing them. And I couldn't agree more. So guys, I'm super excited to get this contest together. We will have it all laid out in the members area this coming week. And again, everybody can win because you've got a simple draw contest. you got a cash contest, and then you're going to learn some amazing stuff from a live event that we're going to stream from here. So Chris, Tammy, thanks for the time here. And anything you guys would like to add relative to the contest before you start your absolutely amazing training?
No, I think you're really hit the nail right on the head. And right now, what Tammy and I are just going to we'll be walking people through on exactly how and what they need to do to prepare for, we like to call it the August rush. So Joel, thank you so much for this really generous offer. And I know that's a very first campaign, official campaign, especially since the enhanced compensation plan. And we really look forward to what's coming in the new year and in our future.
Thank you. And guys, pay attention, because the training you're going to receive here, because again, a mind once expanded cannot contract. Some of you say, well, how could I ever get 10 people in 1 month? They're going to give you the blueprint right now. So thank you guys for your amazing training, your leadership, your friendship, and your mentorship. And I'll turn things over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you from Tammy and I. Okay, so here's the situation here, folks. What's going on is we're going to be walking you through on a blueprint to prepare on how to recruit 10 new reseller in the next 30 days. And of course, you can start right now, but officially this is going to be starting as of August 1st, which is kind of the middle of the next week, I believe, the upcoming week. So the thing here that's important to understand is the guidelines we're going to share with you. It's a guideline, right? You don't need to actually follow it exactly the way we're going to lay it out. We're giving you a blueprint and you can adjust to all of that. And understand that Tammy and I are also quite aware that there are many, many different teams and different ideas and different ways on delivering the same message. And we want to respect that above all. So it is not what Chris and Tammy said so. It is just a blueprint for you to use that as a pillar, as a benchmark, as a foundation. And from there, I highly recommend that you follow the guidelines of your leadership and the respective groups that they have, because they may have other incentives. Maybe they may have their own incentives added on to everything that's there. Don't feel that you need to do that. And I think that the incentives that corporate are offering are it's very generous. But the best part that sometimes people forget when they get into these kind of contests and so forth is the compensation plan is extremely generous. And throughout this session, we want to illustrate the areas that you will benefit from the compensation plan by qualifying for reaching the 10 and 30 days, and how you're going to be qualified and prepare for you to go and start earning diamond income. So Tammy, I'm going to turn this over to you just to kind of touch briefly on the 4 benchmarks. Go ahead.
Absolutely. So I'm sure that every single one of you know the 4 benchmarks, but I will go through it because there's a lot of new people that are going to be seeing this session. And I highly recommend every single team member that you've brought into Got Back Up, get back to them, share this excitement, share the link so that they get to hear this firsthand from the CEO, and also the training segment that they're going to see here. So the 4 benchmarks are: number 1, become copper. That's number 1. Enroll 1 left, 1 right, and you become a copper member. And then number 2, repeat that. Go back and bring 1 more left and 1 more right. Okay, and the goal is to help your people. As you're doing it yourself, you help your people get there. So number 3, build and assist. As you can see, create a user enrollment tree of 25 plus and assist your team members in achieving copper rank. Everything is built on getting people to copper. Once they're copper, it's not the end goal, you guys. This is the fundamental. This is the foundation. The foundation is coppers. So you get a whole bunch of coppers in there, it's going to explode. And number 4, benchmark number 4 is personal enrollment and duplication. Personally enroll 10 plus resellers and duplicate. help your team members do the same thing. So if you can do it, you can teach it. It's that simple. I love, love, love the simplicity of what's been created. And if you can duplicate that, you're going to grow exponentially up the ranks, which Chris is going to share a little bit after.
Absolutely. And before we continue, one thing I'd like to share with you, we have an incredible advisory team, part of the God Backup team, advisory team board. And as Joel mentioned, people are very well equipped to really add on to a lot of the things that you're seeing here today. They participate and they contribute. And one of the members that are part of the group is Noel. And Noel created a video. She's in Australia right now. So for her, it's the middle of the night. So she created this video. And also understand that throughout the month of August, we're going to be doing training sessions, and we will be interviewing and also sharing some of the knowledge that some of the members, part of that advisory board of God Backup, will share with you. But right now, I'd like to take this opportunity to share a quick video that Noel has shared with us for all of you to have an opportunity to listen to. Just bear with me for a second here.
Hey everybody, Noel Apt in direct from Australia. I am so pleased to be there. So listen carefully what Chris and Tammy will explain to you today, because it is working. It is working so well that you will surprise yourself with your result in August. Never forget one thing. What will make you to be successful is to have a determination, to have a vision, but to be in the action. Without actions, there is no results. So this challenge is done to give you the energy, the flow to accomplish yourself. So please follow carefully what they will say, because it is an amazing key for your success. Surprise yourself, surprise us, surprise everybody around you, because following what they will say will make you having amazing results. Have fun and see you soon. Bye-bye.
I love her energy.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Noel is a double diamond. So, I mean, it speaks for itself, right?
Yeah, I thank you, Tammy, for mentioning that. Absolutely. So Noel is a double diamond, folks. And so, like I said, we're really, really excited for this opportunity. We want all of you to get on board into this wagon, because the train has taken off. And right now, everybody can get on board. And of course, this is going to be ongoing. But you're at a time right now where God Backup is kind of crossing the 60,000 members. Folks, I'm telling you, when we start crossing 100,000, 150,000, the 200,000, the 250,000, the 500,000, folks, there are going to be some very wealthy associates in this company. So we want you to be aware and start planting your seeds for you to take full advantage of what this wonderful opportunity has to offer. So Tammy, when you talk about some of the key learning elements here, and on why is it important? So go ahead.
Yeah, as we were speaking with Joel a little bit earlier, it's absolutely important to create campaigns. It creates rapid recruitment, which in turn momentum. Those who do it and have their team members on board and they work together to make it happen, these are the teams that are going to evolve very quickly in God Backup. So recognizing the benefits and achieving the benchmarks is what it's all about. And yeah, Chris, go ahead and share what it's going to be worth, because there's so much worth in driving these momentum campaigns. Chris and I have been doing it, just so you know. We've been doing this for years and years and years. And we always did campaigns in the summertime. It's summertime here in Canada, and we've always done campaigns because people tend to slow down, and you know, they just smell the flowers and enjoy the walks outside, which is great. But this is the time where you actually meet people. So yeah, it's the time to do campaigns.
So what is it will be worth to you? Well, see, that's the whole point is we want to point you in the right direction for you to be able to calculate your potential earnings, bonuses. As you know, we have basically 6 bonuses to offer, all the way from the cycling and everything else. We'll come back to that in a minute. The long-term benefits, right? We want you to be able to plan your retirement with this so you can live a better quality of life and start getting off the pressure wagon that we're all in with today's economy, right? And it's also important to assess the impact of your rank, right? It's important that you understand that when you become a goal, how is this going to impact your income? Because it's quite significant, because it opens a whole new gateway of bonuses that were not available prior to that, right? You were limited to the cycles. So there's so much, and we're not expecting you to understand all of this on this call. We want to prepare you, and it's not like if you're going to bring 1,000 people in one day, right, or in 1 month. Now, if it's possible, I've seen this, right? Some people do it. It's incredible what they do. But my point in saying here is for you to understand the process. So as of now, you can start being aware of the skill sets that you need to increase. And we'll come back to that, right? And what's going to happen is your reputation will start growing within the community of God Backup, especially if you post things in our Telegram group and the Facebook group of God Backup. People will start recognizing who you are, what your people are up to, right? So you'll see an overall business growth. So that's what it's going to be worth to you to take part of this project of 10 and 30 days. And how do you do it? Well, see, we're going to share with you some practical steps, strategies to recruit effectively within a certain time frame, which again, we talk about 30 days here. And don't be like, under an enormous amount of pressure if things don't work out exactly the way you plan. In fact, things never work out the way we plan. That's the thing, is when you plan, you do, and then you review, and then you improve your plan. And then from there's another month, and you may want to do it again and again and again. Maybe you want to do it every 90 days. So, and Tammy will talk about that. So Tammy, when we talk a bit about the myth and the realities, and when we talk about the 10 and 30.
Yeah, I'm sure anybody who's been in this industry for a long time, what we're going to share, you've heard it before. Slow and steady wins the race. For example, 2 a day, 10 in play. Talk to 2 people. By the end of the week, you have 10 people on your list, which is great to be consistent. But that is in reality, if you just did that, that's not going to help you go into momentum at all. Okay, what's going to take you into momentum is campaigns, a rush. That's why we call it August rush. It's going to be a rush 30-day period where you bring as many people you can into the pipeline. And as they're evaluating, many people will sign up in the process. And when people know that there's people coming in, they want to hurry up and get in, right? That's what's going to create the excitement. It's like an airplane that takes off, right? It's going to give you 100% effort to reach altitude before it starts leveling off. Well, Chris and I, when we first got started, we've not stopped. Honestly, in a year, we have not stopped. And it's not to toot our horn, but Chris is triple diamond. He actually brought me in. I'm a diamond leader, and we're still evolving and growing and every day running and running and running. How do we help people get to the next level? That's what it's all about. And the other myth is just don't quit. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Reality, persistence alone isn't enough. Okay. You gotta have bursts of energy, of creating that sense of urgency for people to want to be part of this. You hear this in our presentations all the time. Time is now. Momentum is now. Everybody wants to be part of a company that is starting and growing, and that hasn't reached a peak yet. Well, guess what? It's now. Now's the time. So this is when every single one of us has got to be running. I guarantee you, the list of names that you have, they're on somebody else's list. They are. They're on somebody else's list. So it's all about who gets there first. Okay. So yeah, strong start and build momentum. And you're going to have periods where you're going to keep that consistency, 2 a day, 10 in play, and getting your new people started right. But campaigns drive business, drive ranks.
So one of the things that's important here, folks, is success, love, speed. So I want to bring back this slide over here that we're sharing over here. And we're focusing on this because you don't need to understand the whole engine of your car. You just need to understand what's going to get this car to move, correct? You need your fob. You need to know where the button is to press to start, depending on what year your car is in. And then from there, you just need to, put your hand on the steering wheel, put your hand on the gas or the pedal, if it's an electric car, you know what I'm talking about, just to move forward. So the point here is looking at the benchmark. Okay, if you look at the first benchmark, you enroll one on the left and one on the right. Okay. Well, if you sell a yearly subscription, you will earn almost $100. This is your first two here. One on the left, one on the right. If they come in with a yearly subscription, you will earn almost $100. That will cover the cost of your own subscription if you came yearly. If you came monthly, obviously you have some money extra, which you can put on the side to pay for your monthly costs. And then you enroll two, again, one on the left and one on the right. So you repeat the same process. So you just made another $100. That's $200. And from that point on, you build a user enrollment tree of 25 people. What happens here, it's not you bringing 25 people. Now, you just may. I mean, most of us, a lot of us have done a lot more than that. But as you begin, if you start, just think always of duplicating. If you are helping your first two to get dirt two, you understand that you're doubling. There, in other words, from there, you just had 4 people from the 2 that you brought in. That's on the left. And you did that on the right again. So what's going on is you're doubling. And if you did it 4 times and you help each of those 4 to get there 2, you understand the compound, the duplication. You know, the penny a day that duplicates every single day for a month, you end up with $1 million plus. So what's going on here? It's not about you sponsoring 50 people, 100 people. And, it's not about that. It's about bringing a few folks that are willing to also work with you, that sees the big picture, that understands the potential, and they start duplicating. And this is mass produced. This is how you grow into 25. And you will find earlier, in fact, I'm going to be demonstrating for you a little bit later, the chart that's part of your back office that'll give you the actual spreadsheet of how you move up in ranks, because this is important, right? It's just, again, it's just for you to be aware of how do you move up in rank, because as you move up in rank, as I said earlier, it will have an impact on your income. So the next step in a benchmark is say, well, let's go and recruit 10 people, duplicating 3 benchmark. Well, folks, what's going to happen is this is going to exponentially grow your business. There's another logic that I'm going to point out to as you personally enroll your 10, because all the way up to Enrol, you need to have a total of 10. So we're preparing you to qualify for Enrol. So before you get Ruby and then you start hitting the diamond level. So instead of giving you just the steps to get to the next level, we're giving you the step to get close to diamond for you to maximize your income. And this month of August is designed to help you get that started. So Tammy, why don't we talk about, the value in recruiting 10 and 30. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. When I think about 10, Chris, it's what got back up. It's so easy to get 10 people in. When you think about it, anybody who has been in business or have been in network marketing specifically before, you know what it costs on a monthly basis and what it costs to get started. In general, it's on average, like, because we come from product-based companies, and you're looking at like 500 to 1,000 to get started. And every single month, there's an auto ship of at least 150, 200, even plus every single month, which is challenging for most people, right? That's why this opportunity is absolutely massive, because a majority can do this. $100 a year, not 100 to 200 a month. Okay, this is massive. And everybody has data storage, everybody. So we're giving them value. Value, value, value. You got to share value with people. People understand value. So that's what we want to talk about in the campaign itself, is the value of recruiting 10. Okay, so let's say all your 10 decided to come in a year. We like to bring people in for the year, 12 months up front. Let's run with this kind of thing, right? And so it's like about $500 a month, or so $500 to bring in 10 people. Most people can bring more, and don't limit yourself. Please don't limit yourself because you see 10 and 30. Go for more. Always go for more. Okay, and then all the bonuses that you're going to get is added value for you to bring in your 10, and never stop at 10. Keep going, as many as you can throughout the qualifying month. And the goal is to go up in ranks, which is what Chris is going to share with you. So it's to sit down and write your plan on what you're going to do, and the value of the cycles and everything. You can add that up, but that's what you get if you put some effort in your 30 days. And we're gonna give you some ideas of how to prepare yourself in 30 days. But maybe, Chris, are you going to share the graph here? There we go.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And this is the point here is rank advancement. We want to make sure you understand what it's worth. Okay. And it all start from the month of August. Some of you, maybe that you've been in the business for a while and maybe things hasn't been moving. We're going to give you all where to get the skill sets and everything else. Right now, we're kind of selling you on the benefits of the competition plan. What all the added cash incentives that are there, these are basically the cherry and the icing on the cake that makes it, tasty and fun to look at and so forth. But what's really important is what's going to be oncoming, right? What's going to be reoccurring that is going to be feeding your bank account on a monthly basis. So if you look at the rank over here, it goes from from bronze all the way to black diamond. Okay. So what happens here is, if I can move up to the next slide over here, if I go back, this is my back office. Okay. And if I look at the ranks, and this is what's really, really important for you to understand. And when you're a bronze associate, you have enrolled one person into the business. Some of you are probably noticing you get an email from God Backup. It says you have a brand new bronze in your team. Well, that's what happened. That person has enrolled one person. Now, you see copper over here? This is where I really want you to pay attention. That's why the 4 benchmark is so important, because it's based on that. This is what you want to constantly duplicate. That is going to grow your income and your business and your team's income. So copper means that you have sponsor one on the left, one on the right, what you see over here. It's as simple as that. Okay. Now we want to get to a silver. Again, it's the same conditions here, but now you are in helping one of your personals to become copper. You see what's going on over here? You'll notice that as you move up in rank, okay, at one point, if you look at the placement here, left and right, all the way up to crown diamond, and which is where we start on the 4 benchmark, we explain to you one on the left, one on the right, step 1. Step 2, repeat the same process, bring another one on the left. That's 4 people. But look at the placement requirements. It doesn't change. It is still 2 on the left, 2 on the right, all the way up to black diamond. So what's the next step that you have to be aware of? Well, okay. Well, it's the enrollment tree. So on the benchmark, what do we talk about? We suggest for you to get to 25. Why? Because we are preparing you to start earning the goal income bonuses that are coming in the compensation plan. So where do we talk about why do you need 25? Because that is the requirement for you to qualify as a bronze. You need to have 25 people from those 5 that you sponsored. From those 5, not the people that are above you, placing people in your downline. That will count for other bonuses. But to qualify as a gold, you need to have your 5. So why do we talk about 10? Because having 10, the chances are that your 5 are active for the long period of time are quite high. Again, it's all by design. So from there, what's the next thing? Okay, well, what's happening here? And the 2-team tree is 25. That remains the same. It could be combined with obviously your uplines and spillover. But it's not about what have you done for me lately. It's more about what have you contributed towards your business. That's what the plan rewards. So from there, you got 25 here. And here's the last area that's very important. Why do we encourage you to help your team becoming copper? Because the next qualifier over here is you need to have 3 copper in under one of those 5. It could be one of them, or maybe none of the 5 are copper, but within their line of sponsorship, the company will see coppers. This is powerful, folks, because there's no limit where it could be, as long as it's under one of your 5. That's what we mean by your personal enrollment tree. So what's going on over here, now you are a goal. So when Tammy talked about all the bonuses that are going to be added on, it's based on the fact that you're qualifying as a goal and above. So the other point that we talked about here in the bench on the 4 benchmark, we talked about the sponsoring 10 people. Why is that? Well, look, if you look at the personally enrolled users, Platinum 10, Sapphire 10, Emerald 10. It doesn't change. What changes? Well, that doesn't change. 2 on the left, 2 on the right. Perfect. But now you need to have 100 people in your enrollment tree. So out of those 10 people, again, what are we doing? 10 and 30 days. So the goal is to get your 10. Now, if you miss the target and you don't have your 10, don't worry about it. You just keep going. The key is to get you started. And I'm telling you, many of you will reach that, and some of you will do a whole lot more. My point in saying here is now you need to have 100 people on your team. So that means that you help your 10 and anybody that they brought in to understand the value of becoming copper. Why is that important? Because this is going to add bodies into the business to help you qualify for an Enroll. Now, look also on the copper per line enrollment. You need 6 coppers. So out of those 10 people that you brought into the business, it could be them or any one of them or anyone below them. As long as someone becomes copper, it counts as the one that you need to qualify. So if you help people becoming copper, what's really cool, it's not just about your personal becoming copper, but it's about someone within the sponsorship of your personal all the way down, someone became copper. This is really powerful. This gives you an enormous amount of leverage for you to go and reach, for example, the level of Enroll. So the 4 benchmark is actually preparing you to do the activities for you to become an Enroll. After that, now you got the hang of this. Let's keep moving. Let's get 5 more. And now you're a Ruby. Same qualification here. Notice that the amount of enrollment double. Why? Well, 100 people working, there's a lot more chance that there's going to be more people qualifying or more people enrolling others. And you can see over here that you need to have 6 copper and 2 different line of sponsorship. Okay. Let me rephrase that. Excuse me. You need to have 2 coppers and 6 different enrollments. Sorry, I did the reverse here. Okay, so what's going on now is that in those 6 lines out of 10 people, we need to find another copper somewhere. You see why it's so important? Copper, 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 copper. If you teach the culture of copper within your organization, this is automatically going to grow. And all of us are going, the company's income is increasing because everything is based on percentage. The company doesn't just give this money out of the pocket. They give this money out of the profit, the 75% profit that will come down to the compensation plan. So that means there's more money in the pool to pay more people as this grows. It's all relative. It's extremely, extremely powerful. And keep going. As you keep moving forward, folks, this is what's going on. So if you participate into the August Rush campaign, what's going on is you are going to light up your business. And as you light up your business, it will exponentially grow. That's what's so powerful about this. Tammy, is there anything else you want to add to this?
Yeah, so I highly recommend, again, we keep saying this, get back to your team members, even the ones that are suspended, the ones that haven't made a payment this month, get back to them with excitement. We have a new campaign. I'm here to help you. Let's run with this and share what's going on with the 4 benchmarks and re-engage people. Sometimes you think people are lost, but they're lost because they're deflated. They're not motivated. And some people need that external motivation until they start reaching ranks where they're inspired themselves to do the work. So it's like that when people are at the beginning. So it's like helping a baby learn how to walk. It's the same thing, right? You got to spend time, help groom your people into leadership. When they're leaders, they don't need you anymore. They can help their next level of leadership. Okay. So the goal is always, when you achieve, always aim for your own ranks as well. How do you get there? Help your people, right? But aim for your rank, because when you achieve, it might not be important for you, because a lot of people tell me, it doesn't really matter for me. I just want to help my people. It matters for your people.
Mm-hmm.
It does. Because your people are looking at you. They're inspired by people who evolve into ranks. They get inspired because they see possibility, right? And setting an example, always setting an example, walk the talk. Chris and I have been walking the talk for a year now, walking the talk, and we're not stopping. We're going to have sprints, and August Rush is a sprint. And we're going to run with this in August. We're going to do more of these to go into momentum. Okay. So it's important for you to get serious so that your team members see how serious this is.
Absolutely. So as we keep moving forward now, Tammy, did you talk about the inspiration and all of that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, I was doing other things as preparing for the next step here. So what's important here, folks, is the reputation that will occur.
Mm-hmm.
You see, one of the things that the people that are part of the advisory team of God Backup do, what a lot of the conversation we've been having is, okay, let's understanding every single inch of this plan. I know that, Robert, you were mentioning that you get confused with the copper and the different lines. Don't worry about this. We're going to be doing trainings through the entire month that would explain the details. But verbally here, so you can have a verbal understanding what that means. If you bring 5 people, so just imagine you bring 5 people. Well, out of those 5 people, any one of those 5 become copper. And what's also important is out of the 5 people you bring in, they may bring in 2. These 2 may bring in 4. These 4 may bring in 10. But it's from that same copper, that same person you brought in. Well, every time there's someone that gets copper, and within that sponsor and everything else attached to him or her counts for you as a copper.
And
that's what we're
5
talking about.
people are 5 different lines for you. That line of enrollment. Okay, 5 different lines, and you want to help people in 5 different lines to get to copper. So it's not just about working with your personals. You may sign somebody up, and they may not even be serious about this. They might be on to something else, but they brought in a couple people. Well, you have direct interest in helping them get copper and helping their people get copper and helping those people get copper. So always remember, one personal person that you sign up is a line of enrollment. So I hope that helps more clarity.
And we'll keep explaining. We'll have some visuals, some illustrations for you to see all that. And folks, the reason we spend a lot of time on this is Tammy and I, from experience, when we do a campaign like that, why did it work? It's because people understood the steps. And if people understand the steps, they will do the steps, the steps will reach their goals. And every steps that reach their goals, well, these goals are in line with their dreams and what their desires are. And when people start connecting their dreams and desires to these tasks on a daily basis, people will do, because there's clarity. And where there's clarity, people will actually move forward. where there is confusion and fog, people tend to stand still because they don't know what to do. They don't know what direction to take. So we will work through all of this. Obviously, the Telegram group is going to be very, very active because it's probably going to be a lot of questions. We're going to welcome the newcomers. The Facebook group of God Backup also will evolve. Will recognize you, and this is very important. You as leaders, you have a responsibility when it comes to reputation and prestige. It's important that you recognize your downline. You can't be a secret agent and not talk to anybody outside of your little group. You won't grow. You will implode. You need to expand so your team could be viewed in the eyes of everyone and give an opportunity for everybody else, for example, in the Facebook group or Telegram, to comment or put a little like button or heart, whatever, that will recognize their achievement. Remember, babies cry for it, adults die for it. So now let's talk about preparation and commitment. Now we're getting into the nitty-gritty details that we are telling you. Have right now, what's the date? It is the 27th. So we have a few days before the end of the month. Okay. So you have a few days to prepare. We're going to point you in the right direction. So let me get my screen in order here. Okay. And I'm also going to take this and put that link into the chat so everybody has access to it. Okay. So I'm going to put it right here. Okay. So what Tammy and I did here is, and let me start first of all by level of commitment. You need to clear your calendar and prepare for intense work. When I say intense work, folks, again, I'm not talking here pitching forks and hitting rocks. And what I'm talking about here is to understand that you need to put more intensity in your business that maybe you've been doing before. Because that month of August could shape the rest of your life. I am not kidding. We've started things that we were so intense for the first 2 months to 6 months to a year. And then Tammy and I became millionaires in this business. I'm not kidding. That's why you're going to hear from us in Florida, and suddenly you see us on the beach because we have a home there. We also have a home in front of water. I'm not trying to brag. I want to impress upon you that this is the result of these actually very intense first 2 months when I started my business. This is what we want to transcend to you. Clear your calendar and prepare for intense work for the month of August. And you may have to, deal with the family and distractions. And there's ways to work with this, is negotiate with your family. For example, if you have children and your children are very, close to you, you're working from home and it's difficult for you to be on the phone, they do some calls. One thing that you may do is get your family part of the benefits of success that you're aiming for. For example, you know what? If mommy or daddy or, mom and dad are reaching this level of income, we're going to take the entire family to Disney or to a cruise or camping, whatever that is. Get the family part of the fun and don't just keep that for yourselves. Even if your significant other is not really supportive, I can tell you that when you see you bring the dough, the money, things will change. Because with the money, you'll be able to buy things, to do things, maybe even to move to a new home, whatever that may be for you. So you want to negotiate with your family and not get frustrated, right? Understand the difference. Make them part of the game. And so you want to eliminate the distractions. If you work from home and you're distracted by Netflix, you want to, again, focus on your goals. You remember, Tammy and I have been doing some trainings on the Success Series, Success Cycles 101. And we've done that. It's 4 weeks. We didn't do number 4. We'll do that next week. But my point in saying here is these are all the elements that will help you kind of set some guidelines and goals for you to focus and achieve your 30-day blitz. It's really, really worth it. And what's important is to sharpen your skills. Maybe some of you have no idea how to prospect, how to make a list, how to invite. Well, right now, we need to work on your invitation skills. We need to work on learning, the steps that are necessary for you to move forward. So we recommend that you watch the success modules that we've been training on. And you'll notice here, and I'll share my screen here very quickly. You'll notice here, What's going on is you'll notice on the first 7 days on the link that I just given you here, okay, is building your lists, prospecting, inviting, following up, third-party credibility. And if you go back on the board, also, I can add objections here. I just didn't want to overwhelm everybody, but we can certainly add objections here. And if you want, we can. And how to handle objections to go along with the objections and not fear objections. So these 4 elements of building your list, prospecting, inviting, following up, third-party credibility, these are all the building blocks. And that's what Tammy and I have been doing for the past 18 months we got back up. Well, 15 or 16 months, whatever, right? So a year and a half. So the fact here is this is the reason why we have under our arsenal some diamonds and some double diamonds and some platinums, many, many platinums and emeralds and so forth, and many, many golds. Why is this happening? Because we are applying these things all the time. And we want you to be part of this culture so you can have similar or even better results than we did. So Tammy, let's talk about the 30-day recruiting plan. And if you have anything else to add to preparation and commitment, please do add it.
All right, so let's get going, you guys. First 10 days. What do you need to do in your first 10 days in your recruitment plan? You want to be focusing. Think of a funnel. You want to put as many people in the funnel evaluating Got Back Up with your links, and, when you get them to pre-enroll so that they're getting messages to come to one of the opportunity presentations, but feeding your funnel. That's the most important things, which requires you to contact many, many, many people. One thing that we like to do, and I highly recommend to do with your team members, sit down and pick your days where you're all going to be together, whether it's on Zoom, nobody's saying a word, you're not chatting back and forth, you set a timer, and in most cases you can see each other if you have your video on, but all you're doing is contacting people. And it could be the simplest message because you have, let's say you have your contacts in your phone, and you want to set a goal to contact 100 people. It sounds like a lot, but it really isn't when you're on a roll. Okay, contact 100 people. Hey John, hey Mary, hey Jane, what's up? Hey Bob, what are you doing? Hey, and you could have one simple short message just to get them to respond in a text, in a WhatsApp, in a messenger, on social media. And just go crazy connecting. Just connect with people. That's it. Once you connect with them, then you can see how they're doing. Have you ever heard of Got Back Up? And you're super excited. It's new. It's growing. Everybody's got data storage. Got Back Up offers 6 terabytes to add 6 members on one account for the same price. Other companies are charging for 2 terabytes the same price. You get 3 times more value. And you start sharing messages like this, people are going to say, oh, send me the information. Oh, send me your link. And then that's when you start sending off the links. And then you do the invitations, right? And if you are presenting already, you want to be doing a whole lot of presentations. Those of you who are not presenting, you're going to be mastering the invites. Everybody master the invite of Wednesday night and watch your businesses grow. Every Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. with Joel, we look at our phones and it's crazy on the amount of people that sign up. Wednesday night is a slam dunk for people joining. You got to get people live Wednesday night. And if you don't get them live, you get the recording and send it to them. Okay? And make sure you get as many people in your first 10 days looking. We want a whole bunch of people looking. Okay? So spend a lot of time focused on that. Now, I'm going to tell you, you're going to get people that want to join right away. You're going to get people that'll sign up right away, which is great. You bring them into the campaign immediately, and get them going with their first 10 days. Even if it's halfway through, get them going with their first 10 days, because you want them to create momentum so that they can earn from the plan. Okay, so the second 10 days is when you're going to spend a lot of time following up. Okay, you got to follow up and follow through constantly, because not everybody's going to join at the same time. Some people have questions. Some people haven't looked at the information. Some people, you found out they were on vacation. You thought they were just ghosting you. They're not ghosting you, you guys. Okay, so don't make assumptions. Follow up professionally. Hey, John, have you had a chance to check out the video? Hey, Mary, did you get a chance to get on the Wednesday night session? Hey, John, or I always say John. I don't know why I always say John. I should have
It's an easy name to remember.
I should have lots of Johns in my business, right? But that's the point, you guys, is follow up. It takes at least 7 exposures to bring people in, unless you have a lot of credibility with people. You know, at this point, when Chris and I started, we have credibility. We've been in the industry for a long time. We make a phone call. They say, send me the link. We wake up in the morning, they join. Why? Because they know who we are and they know what we've done in the industry and what we've done for people. So if you're not there, you have to build that up. And so constant follow up, follow through until they make a decision. Now, I'm not talking about hounding people, because people don't like that. If you have enough people in your pipeline, you don't need to chase anybody. You give them value, you send them the stuff, you follow up, see what they like best, follow those trainings. And I highly recommend, don't watch all those trainings that Chris is talking about on day 1, August 1st. You want to watch these now.
Mm-hmm.
Watch them now. So you're ready to run. So you have your contact list already ready to go. Like, we're ready. Chris and I are ready to run in August 1st. Okay, we've got tons of contacts. We've got lots of follow-ups we need to do, because we've been talking to people for a long period of time now, because we've been in we started in mid-May of last year. So third 10 days. This is it, you guys. This is getting everybody in and getting everybody engaged. Okay. Some people call it closing the deal. I don't like to say the word close, because we're opening people to opportunity. So it's inspiring people to get started, sharing stories of other people's successes, getting people super excited so they want to be part of this. And I'm telling you, if you do this, at the first 10 days, the second 10 days, totally focused on that. Of course, you're constantly prospecting too. Okay, you may not have done what you could have done in your first 10 days. Well, put some efforts in your second 10 days plus your follow-ups. Okay, and just scale it, you guys. Chris and I spend Sundays scaling our businesses, and we evaluate what we've done, where we can do better, where we need to get our focus on in follow-ups, who do we need to get to the next level, all of this stuff. Plan, do, review. This is our Sunday, and then we run. Mondays we run. Okay, so this is what you want to do to grow your businesses.
So what's really important here, and you notice, folks, that most of the slides I've been using here are part of your presentation. And this is by design, right? So I don't want to create a PowerPoint that you just don't know where to access this stuff. This is available. It's all on our board. Now, I also want to respect that other leaders have their own boards, and feel free to use your own board within your own culture. And that's totally fine. Again, we're not here to dictate. We're here to give you some guidelines as a benchmark. And by all means, please do change what you feel needs to be changed to adapt to the culture of your organization. Just be careful by undoing some things that might be necessary to drive the activities. Now, what you see here before you are the tools. And I want to bring you back to that, because the personal referral link, this is a powerful tool that you should be using, because when you start prospecting and you start watching the videos that Tammy and I were referring to, we talk about these links. Share these links. That's how you get people exposed. And if you have your email campaigns prepared, now they start receiving emails on your behalf long after the initial communication you had with them. That's really powerful. God Backup has all of this in their arsenal. Most companies don't have things like that. They have to buy third-party companies or third-party tools that are costing $25 a month, $50 a month, in some cases $500 a month. I'm not kidding here. So this is all embedded with your $10 a month. I'm laughing because it's just unbelievable. And it has this landing page for you. The email marketing system. Maybe some of you are not familiar with all of that, but it is there. It's part of your tools. You have all these marketing tools. If you come to the Wednesday presentation that Joel does, he talks about how to utilize those. You have regular online presentation. And here's what we're going to do for the month of August. There are many presenters, French, Italian, Spanish, English, obviously, and others. And we want to create a list that is going to be promoted regularly, that you just need to click on the link. But what's very important is all these presenters, you need to always remain generic and not my team, my team, my team. This has to be generic because there might be people that are not part of your team listening because of the language that you provide. And it's important to always maintain that integrity. This is critical. So, but the point here is that that's what we want to do is we will promote all of your meetings to make sure that people have different presentation to listen to in all respective languages. Folks, that's powerful, right? And then we have trainings that we're going to be doing on a regular basis every Saturday with some interviews and some professionals that are building their businesses that are diamonds and above, and some that are platinum and some that are gold, whatever the level they are, but they're growing. And we want you to hear from them. Okay. Just like you heard earlier, Noel, who's a double diamond, right? Randy, who's a double diamond, who is extremely fundamental with the compensation plan that we currently are all benefiting from. We have some amazing people that really sees the big picture, and we want to share that with you. So these are the important tools that we want to make sure that you are aware of. And the one thing that's important here, why do we keep asking you to go back to these trainings that we did with the board? You can see it on the two board. One of them is a shorter link. It's a link with a shorter amount of files that points right to the videos on building your list, inviting, following up, third-party credibility, and so forth. But if you go to the board, which is the original board, which you can find in many places, and again, if you need it, we'll make sure we repost it again, which we have the whole slew of everything we've ever done, right? So the point here is one-on-one meetings are critical. Two-on-one meetings, webinar meetings, Skype calls, cold calls, blitz days, right? Live events. Right now, some of our team members are in Oakville doing a trade show, and they're recruiting all these leads there, right? So they're always
after.
Tammy is actually running there, and I have to stay here because I have a lot of catching up to do with some trainings and everything else we need to prepare for all of you. My point in saying here is that you need to utilize the tool and maximize your time. You know, often, and be careful. I'm about to say something, but I want you to be very responsible with this. If you're driving and you're making a call, make sure your phone is on a stable, there's a billion things you can buy to make sure your phone's not moving around. And as you're driving, you're talking to someone, not watching, but talking, right? So that's, everybody can do that. So I do a lot of my business is if I know I'm going to be on the road for 2-3 hours. It's amazing how much I accomplish from commuting from one point to another, right? It could be on your lunch break, right? It could be in the evenings. This is what I was talking about earlier, is negotiate with your family. Maybe your wife or your husband can do the dishes and the cooking while either one is actually doing the work, so we can fulfill that dream to go to Disney World, right? So you understand where I'm coming from here. So folks,
this I do my calls when I'm even in the grocery store or standing in a line in the bank or whatever. You know what? People hear you. And if you're loud enough, you can create curiosity with people. And you know what? Brand yourself. I have to say this, Chris. You got to brand yourself. If you look here, brand yourself. People need to know what's got backup, right? And then if you have this on the back, then it creates curiosity. Go for walks, do whatever it takes, brand yourself, put your got backup hats on, show up to barbecues with your got back up t-shirt. I mean, people are curious by nature. They really are.
And this is coming to an end here, folks. We've given you everything you need to do. Now it's just you need to step forward and do the work. So the fact here is this is the decision and commitment, folks. Commit for 30 days. Commit for 30 days that can intensify your efforts, that can give you extraordinary results, that can completely change your financial situation, or at least add another stream of income that could create a whole new level of opportunities for you to buy into, like your home or vacationing or investments. I know, like, give you an example. Tammy and I do crypto investments, and these projects are creating amazing passive income. So as we keep feeding these projects, the income that pays us actually increases. There are so many things that we can share with you, but there's no point of sharing any of that stuff. There's no money coming in. So it's important that you commit. And just understand that for the month of August, we're going to go crazy. We're going to go hard, so we can live the rest of the year and the rest of our lives with better results. Visualize the impact that this challenge will bring you, the positive impact that it will do in your life. So, Tammy, I'm going to let you kind of end this with some of your comments, and we'll end from there. Go ahead.
Yeah, so prepare yourself. That's what this session is all about, is to prepare yourself. Get your list of names of people you know. Start now in connecting with people, your Facebook friends. Pop a message in Messenger. I like to leave a voice message. It seems to go further than a text for me. Hey, John, Tammy here, just checking in to see how you're doing. And they always respond, right? So contact people, see what they're up to, and then build relationships, okay? And don't hound people. Sometimes it takes a little bit more in relationship building to get that person in. So if you go and hound them and they think, oh, is that the only reason you're contacting me? Seriously. People that you know really well, you want to build a relationship first, see what they're up to. And then through that, you can ask questions. Hey, have you ever get those messages, by the way? I was recently getting those with, I had to increase my data storage. Just curious, if you ever get those messages. And then they may say yes, they may not say anything. Like, just kind of trigger some questions where you can bring that up in a conversation. And then you can say, a friend of mine was telling me that they were so fed up of this, and somebody introduced them to have 6 terabytes, 3 times more storage. And when I saw it, I thought, wow, this is amazing. And people go, oh, really? Send me the link. In conversation, this is what happens. That's why we're always saying in network marketing, build relationships. People want to do business with people they know, like, and trust. So build that know, like, and trust. Even if they don't come in the month of August, and you continue these relationships, they're going to come in. They're going to come in. And know that. I think that's it, Chris.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, have yourself a wonderful rest of your weekend. Again, prepare. Go listen to these trainings. We highly recommend. And I wanted to mention that in the comment section, I will have the link to those boards. I will have the link to some of the things that I share with you here today, so you can visualize these things and or have access to these tools to start preparing. Right now, what you want to do, if you're new at this, prepare. Listen to the calls and learn how to build your list, prospect people, invite people, and then from there, following up, use a third-party credibility, and handling objections. These are so important. So have yourself a great weekend, and we look forward to that. And stay tuned with the details as we keep moving closer to help you maximize the August rush. Have a great one. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.